Hello, everyone. I'm Kathy Forrest, founder of Celestial Forest Institute. And as many of you probably know by now, we are starting a new Priestess Circle on July 22nd, 2022. And that is Magdalene's Feast Day. And we've celebrated that for many years, but I feel like the 2222 thing is important. So I thought for something special, we would interview a lot of women that have gone through the priestess process or are still going through it, so that you could get a perspective on what it is, what's going on, what it's all about. And I'm so excited to be here today with my dear friend and colleague, Suzi Cooper. Welcome, Suzi.
Thank you, Kat.
I'm just gonna let Suzi tell you a little bit about herself, where she lives, what she does, and what drew you to the process, or anything that you want us to know.
Okay, well, I live in Bemidji, Minnesota, which is way up north, about 2 hours away from Canada. I am a master life coach and energy healer. I've been a witch and a priestess for 30 years now. But a couple of years ago, I got my certification to be a life coach and wanted to really work on building my sacred business in a more feminine, co-creative way. So I started looking at coaches and I came across Kat, and I really was attracted to the spiritual energy that you just radiate, but also how practical and down to earth you are in the way that you present the material. Because a lot of that stuff can get very airy fairy. So I just enjoyed your personality. And after talking to you and doing a lot of the free rituals that you offer, I decided to take the plunge the year you started the Profitable Priestess program, which is New Earth Priestess plus the business coaching. And at the time, somewhat arrogantly, I thought to myself, she's not going to teach me anything I don't already know when it comes to being a priestess or a witch. However, I need the business coaching, and it's nice to get it in that format. So I had no idea what I was in for.
I love it.
Yes, because the universe loves it when I get arrogant, because then it gets to teach me a lesson. So so what has been the most transformative thing for me, stepping into the New Earth energies, has been profound healing around my feminine wounds, and a much deeper and like broader experience of the earth energies and my relationship with the planet as a conscious being. My intuitive energies have expanded even more, which I hadn't thought was possible, but here we are. So it's been transformative. It's really helped me work on co-creating with the feminine. My astrological chart is all fire and air, so I have a lot of masculine energy, and we live in a culture that only promotes that. And so even though I thought I was in a pretty good place with the divine feminine, I was not able to receive well. I'm a giver, but I don't receive well, or didn't. I'm getting much better at it. And I wasn't balanced in my energies. My inner masculine was just always taking charge, which made my inner feminine sulky, and then she'd just disappear. So for those of you who have been doing this kind of work for a while, I would recommend it to anyone. I think if you're a noob, then jump right in there. This is the way that things are going now. We are firmly in the new earth, and we need to get as many priestesses in as possible so we can transform this planet and up level everyone. You know, we're kind of at a crisis point here, folks. So, you know, if you're new, definitely do it. If you're not new, definitely do it, is what I'm saying. Because even if you have a practice you love and you feel very connected to the earth and the feminine already, I promise you, this is going to bring it to a whole nother level. So, so that's what I would say.
Oh, sweet. All my questions are answered.
I did forget to go into what I do exactly. So I'll give myself a little promotion here. I work with primarily highly intuitive, highly sensitive, or highly creative women, or a combination of the three. I'm all three. But I specialize in transformational coaching. So it's especially helpful for anybody who's going through a spiritual awakening and feels like they're losing their mind and doesn't really know how to get their footing. And for people who have been through childhood or sexual trauma, because that will cause psychic awakening for a lot of us. And it can be very disorienting. Yeah. So those are the folks that I primarily work with, but anyone really can benefit. I have a psychic safety program that I'm about to launch again. I do individual coaching, and I do crystalline consciousness technique chart healing. So check out my website and you can find out more about it.
Suzi, you've answered all my questions. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to come. Thank you for all of the wonderful things you said. And thank you for what you do for the planet. You are a light.
Thank you, Kat. I also want to mention, because, you know, it's always when you're working with a new coach, wondering how you're going to, you know, vibe with them. Kathy is one of the most generous, loving, supportive women in the world who can still kick your ass when you need it. So it's a really good, like, that's her divine masculine and feminine working together, right? Like, I have never felt so held and supported and, you know, and prodded when I need it, you know? So thank you for all that you do and all that you give, because you give a lot.
I didn't pay her to say any of this, but
nope, she didn't.
But thank you, Suzi.
You're welcome.